I like to hear that sound. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, we're good
That
to go.
is happening. So we were on a very interesting topic, and we were talking about investments. And you said that how you approach the maintenance, especially with the short-term rentals, is really
Mhm.
important because obviously, if someone has an issue, it has to be fixed right away because they're
Yeah.
there. They hopefully want to stay. And
Yes.
so do you have resources, and I'm assuming you do, for local property management, or do you handle some of this yourself for your clients? Or do you have
So a
someone?
lot of it is having the property management companies in place that handle Airbnbs. And so you want to ask them a couple of questions. Ask them, are they a superhost? How many they currently manage? What their property management fee is? And usually be careful, it's on the gross income. It is not on the net. So you got to calculate all those in your when you're looking at the investment numbers because in investments, it's all about the numbers and all about the math. And then asking them what their ratings currently are, take a look at them to see what their links look like, what their rentals look like, and taking a look to see, are they presenting them well? Are they advertised well? Are they written well? Do they respond to reviews? Things like that. And it's very important. And so certainly have those resources to be there. I don't do that management myself. I find that I can, and yet I don't love that. And so it's better to find someone who enjoys those things to that is their living, and that is I'm glad to connect them to those resources.
I agree 100%. And we are, besides all the things that we do for our clients, helping them find the right home, helping them make some decisions, negotiating, and handling paperwork and helping them understand things and all this stuff. We really are great connectors with other professionals that we are not well versed in. Like, I don't know, being a CPA, I'm not a CPA, but I have excellent connections with people who can, from fixing a sink to giving them tips on taxes and things like that, right?
Hmm.
So they can count on you if they invest over there to find, or to at least you can recommend maybe more than one option. And
Yeah,
those are excellent tips, by the way, for anyone, right?
yeah,
Investing in those types of things. And speaking of which, you did mention math. And I know I did my homework. I read your bio. So
yeah.
this is one of your majors in college. It was double major.
Yes, I got a double major in math and church leadership. I felt a calling to get into youth ministry, and it was a wonderful, wonderful blessing. I started working for a church as the children youth minister for a couple of years, did for about 4 years. And my wife said, "Hey, I have this desire, this feeling, this just drive from God to stay home with our kids and be a stay-at-home mom." And I said, "That's fantastic. We don't make enough money to do that." And she said, "It's okay. There's a saying in the Christian faith, the Lord will provide." And I said, "The Lord can do math, and the math doesn't work."
I love this. OMG. I have to tell you, Josh, that's another thing I love about you is that you are so truthful. And I am like this too. It's like I can't, if I see it, I see it. And I call it the kind of like what I see. Oh my gosh. I think that's a perfect combination because, like you said, you have to be pragmatic. You have to be, aware of these things. And life is tough and there are challenges and things go up and down. But I call it, I prefer opportunity versus charity. So, in other words,
Mm,
like, I will look for the opportunity to help someone, and that helps myself usually. If whatever I'm
yes.
doing is, I'm trying to bridge those things, right? But I don't rely on charity. So I will be working, doing things, to make things happen. And just
Mm,
like, like the market doesn't scare me. Nothing scares me because the market is the market. You don't want to time it. It's like,
yeah.
people try to time it and like, well, I want to be on this, no, it's like, what is going on in your life? What do you really want to accomplish? Do you have only so much time on this earth? I mean, the amazing thing is there's only one chance in 400 trillion to be a human being, one of three to be a chicken. Some
What? Oh my, what? What?
I always like to throw some crazy stats, but it is true that it's
This
one
will,
out of 400 trillion is what they
that's
researched.
fine. It's 1 in 3 to be a chicken.
Okay, that came
What
from somewhere.
is what is that? Oh my God.
Okay, I don't know about this. That is not verified. But the other number I've heard, and it's like Mel Robbins has used and other people. So, it is huge, and I think there's some like 2 to 200 trillion galaxies that are known to us. So
Mm,
just to put it in perspective, you're a math guy. I
yeah.
mean, that's insane, right?
Yeah.
So what are we
Oh
doing
yeah.
time on earth as in this embodiment of a human being? It's like we
Yeah.
have so many advantages that we
Hmm.
cannot even start, complaining about anything. I mean, seriously, it's like, but I
So one
love
of the
that
guys
about this. Yeah. So what
I
are you
really
guys
love to
doing?
listen
So
to.
is your wife also working with you, or how are you guys how can you do this? You have three young children. It's not possible
So it is
unless she's
um
online doing something online.
no, so she came to work with me for a little bit, and it turns out I'm a terrible manager. I'm a terrible boss. And so that was
Utter
fantastic news.
honesty. I love this. Utter honesty.
Well, and I say that with such
It's
confidence
true.
because that is a skill to learn. And
It
so
is. Yeah.
being a better boss comes with learning to be more clear, being more direct, being more learning about people, learning about expectations. And so I had to learn. Part of my expectation was for people to figure it out. So in my life, I've always been you're going to figure it out, you're going to solve the problem. And I had these expectations, but I never vocalized them. And that's unfair. And so that made me a terrible boss. So I got to be a terrible boss for her. She said, I don't want to work for you. And she went home.
I don't
And
blame her.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh
Oh,
my
it's
God, I'm
fine.
kidding. I don't know you guys that well.
Yeah.
So
No, well, and
but
I have to learn to be a better boss, to learn to lead and not manage. And so that's where learning to set a vision and a direction and setting I want to learn how to give you ownership over these responsibilities and this area in this field. So
yeah,
I even now I don't ask my virtual assistant, hey, have you done X, Y, and Z? I said, where are we with this process? Where are we with this task? What's the most recent update? Because
yeah,
I want them to see and think of the picture because my mind is going 1,000 miles a minute. And so for them to get ownership requires questions rather than statements. And that is hard for me to do because I want to just say, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, as opposed to where are we with this? Um, so
right.
I've gotten better. She still won't work for me. So maybe one day I'll be good enough.
Well,
But
it's
I'm not.
family, but if it's family, I
Mhm,
think it doesn't matter who it is really, because it could be a sister or brother, or it's always gonna be a different expectation because it's a higher expectation. Think about it.
mhm.
you
Yeah.
know well, you should care. Speaking of caring, like, you should get, whoever it is. It's like, but it's very, very challenging. But then you find people that take ownership, and it depends. Again, I mean, God bless your wife. I mean, she has so much going on. I can't even imagine. But
Yeah.
and I know it's gonna be okay because you look at you. You handle everything with just, just in stride. You just take it on. And I love that honesty, and people can sense it, I'm sure. And you were telling me one time I called and you said you were bringing flowers to someone, to a lady that might be listing. Remember?
Yes.
So
So
sweet. So what happened with that?
so that was I have online leads that I'm running through our client management database, and so I'll run those leads and then had a lady come in. I'll call them, hey, what's your situation, what's going on, and they'll just talk. And sometimes they'll share a lot, sometimes they don't want to talk to you at all. But a part of that follow up is just, hey, checking in, you had reached out some information about this property, where are you with that? And she mentioned actually, my husband is sick. He's not doing well. I said, I'm so sorry. And so at that point, I realized this isn't a real estate conversation anymore. This is not a question about, are you ready to buy a home, sell a home, invest in real estate?
Right.
This is a question about, like, oh my goodness, that is so difficult. I'm so sorry. What can I do for you? And she just says, there's nothing right now. It's just really hard. Thank you. And so I stop and I think, what does someone need in that situation? And what do they need? They need to know that somebody cares and somebody sees them. And
Encouragement. That's what they need first.
yes, it's hard. And so
Yeah.
some people want to talk, some people don't want to talk. And so one of the blessings of working at a church was seeing and realizing that a lot of what you need to do is just spend time with people. But in this business, you can't always do that. And yet you can leave something with them that says, I'm thinking of you, I am with you, let me know when you're ready. And for me, that's flowers. And unfortunately,
Absolutely.
her husband wasn't doing well, ended up passing away. And I said, I'm going to go buy flowers, drop them off at the door, knock on the door, didn't answer, sent a text message that, hey, thinking of you. I know it's hard. I'm sorry. And like, I'm not going to fix that. I'm not going to
No,
make it better.
but you're gonna make her day better by just
Yeah.
doing this, you know? And I love that you do flowers because I'm Polish American and flowers are just like the gift. Like if you show up at someone's house for the first time, first of all, don't come empty-handed. That's just a no. If you're
Yeah.
not bringing food
Yeah.
or
You better be.
something else, you better bring some flowers, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like a basic, decent thing to do. And I think of it all the time. In fact, I was helping somebody do an open house once out kind of out of our area a little bit, but actually my good friends ended up moving there. And I was gonna say, I said, hey, I can help you do this open house because I want to see my friends anyway, and it's like over an hour drive probably. And I didn't mind doing that. So I was picking up some sunflowers for my friend because I know she loves those. And I was thinking, I'm going to pick up another bunch just for these other guys over there. And I didn't know exactly all the situation there, but there was actually kind of a sad story where they built like a dream house. It's gorgeous. You can see the views of the valleys and the hills, and it's just beautiful, big, awesome house. And it has even more than one structure. It's on a big lot, beautiful property. And unfortunately, the wife, got ill at some point and passed away. And so there was a lot of sad feelings around it, let's say. But I brought those flowers and I just asked because the sister of the wife was there, and the gentleman who was the husband, the seller, he wasn't there at the moment, but I just asked to put them in a vase. And at the end of the open house, they came back actually because they had gone shopping or something. And he saw those flowers and he says, OMG, he goes, these were my wife's favorite flowers.
Wow.
And I mean, they're popular. It's not like, only one person or two are gonna, but I tell
Yeah,
you,
but
I was floored and I was like,
yeah.
if you know what, if I was somehow sent here and I'm more spiritual probably than anything. I grew up Catholic, but it's like, but I am definitely, and I believe in all those things with people coming together and, doing things
Mhm.
that you have an urge to do that ends up a good thing. And I was just like, wow, this just floored me. And I was
Yeah.
so happy that I was able to bring some relief and some solace to them. And then I'm a hugger. So
Mhm.
I'm like, can I give you a hug? So, and
Yeah.
she was like, sure. She was so
Yeah.
happy. And then he was happy, with that. And again, it's such a human business because
Mhm.
especially with the residential, like this, you really are in their lives. You're with people in their lives, so you better care. Period. It's like you have to, and that's the first thing. And another
Yeah.
thing is there's always the first thing that you want to do in life when you're especially when you're facing such a big decision. Like we were just talking with Michelle, she's in Florida, she's wonderful, by the way. If you need anybody in Tampa and Central West Florida, I have a girl for you and she's amazing. Michelle Geske, yeah. And so we were talking about that, and it's like, she's like, you just need to think of that first step. And maybe that's what we help you first. And then we will help you with the pieces of the puzzle, so to speak. It's just going to be one thing at a time, but don't try to figure it all out in the beginning. That's the key. Because like you just told me in like literally under 2 minutes, because we were rushing in that first part, all this stuff about your investing possibilities and what you can do. And you're a math major and a church leadership major. So
Yeah.
okay, so you're kind and you're smart and you know how to apply
Mhm.
both. It's like win-win situation. So yeah, so as far like the market, we were talking about the market. So with our market here, of course, demand's high, right? So how about you? Same thing.
Yes, demand is still very strong
And
until
not
you,
enough inventory for the most,
yes,
right? For
yes,
the like average home buyer in your market
overall, yes.
or overall. Yeah. Well, in our area too, like luxury for us starts like at, sorry to say, but $3 million. I
It
know.
starts at,
It starts at
let's,
3 million. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
don't
Josh.
apologize.
But
No, it's
every
different
I
markets,
know.
different
My
areas.
husband always says, stop saying I'm sorry, honey. Say thank you for
Yes.
something instead of sorry. So thank you for understanding that we have a different market. And well, believe me, we don't love this all the time at all because, of course, right? Because our poor home buyers. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, we have a median in our biggest, county here in Silicon Valley. It's the median price is 1.6 million right now.
Wow.
But like I said, so the luxury properties tend to sit on them. With us, it's reversed. It's kind of like
Mm,
the luxury tends to sit longer, usually,
yeah.
depends. But then, the lower end seems to go higher, faster, and especially in the range of like, let's say 1.2 to 1.4, it would go faster. And
Mm.
now we had like crazy, like if you price it low, we had one lady that had 250 people show up to the open houses.
Oh my gosh.
But I didn't even look exactly because it's a specific area, but still doesn't matter. She had that many people. She did price it low on
Yeah.
purpose. She
Yeah.
wanted the bidding war, and it
Yeah.
was a bit much because she had 45 offers or so. It was ridiculous.
Goodness.
Yeah. But we have those over asking still, and some houses are not going, they're not flying off the shelves. We're seeing some price cuts. I don't know about you guys, but we do see on some properties, and it's usually it's the price that initially
Mm.
it's not as good, right?
Yeah.
So with
That's
you guys, it's
100%. So
similar. Yeah.
yeah, and it's the rules of real estate remain the rules of real estate. Location, 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 price, condition, location. You can change one of the three. You can change the price really easily. You can change the condition if you have the money and the time and the effort. Usually the location is hard to change. I guess you could pick the house up, move it wherever you wanted. And yet it's a lot easier to affect the price and the condition. And usually the homes we see expiring are the ones sitting on the market are the ones where the price is off and the condition is off.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, those are the primary, considerations, right? And yeah, just recently there is a property that somebody was looking at, and it's near the freeway, and the problem is like we can't move the freeway. Everything else is great. But the thing is though, I've seen that happen though, even here in our area, people do move houses every once. But this one would be a tough one,
Yeah.
it's a more than one actually on this property, so it would be crazy. But all kinds of things we see. It's there was one actually on the bay that people were moving from one location to another. It was pretty hilarious because it looks like a house. It's just like a
Yeah.
big house. But anyways, so tell me, like, what are the best things about your market? What are the best areas? Do you have coastal properties? That's what I wanted to know. Like
So
you mentioned a lake, I think.
yeah, so we have the Midlands are the benefit is where we are about an hour and a half from the East Coast, like shoreline on the beach, hour and a half to the mountains, Blue Ridge Parkway, and the Appalachian Mountains, all those things. And so there's incredible opportunity in those regards. Our market is defined exactly by the federal government, the state government, and hospitals. And the benefit of those is they're not very exciting, and we don't see the crazy shifts that a lot of the metros, the larger cities and states see in the market. So during COVID, we had experience of 20-30% increases and appreciation. And I'm sure y'all had probably double, triple that. And just
With
the incredible
it's
swings of the
crazy.
market.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so we have a constant influx of new recruits coming into our Fort Jackson, our military base. We have the federal government that is extremely stable. I always joke with people that, like, if they go out of business and the Columbia
We're
market
all out of
declines,
business.
yeah, we're all out of business.
Then we
And
have to count on your backup, what we said before.
yeah, right, exactly. And
Yeah,
then you have the hospitals, and if the hospitals go down, we're all in trouble. And so
yeah,
that's one of
right.
the wonderful pieces to our market, is that it's a lower price point, it's more consistent, and we don't have those crazy swings. And yet we are starting to grow and see some of these companies come in, like Scout, which is electric vehicle manufacturer. They're coming in and building a $2 billion manufacturing plant outside of Columbia. We're having a federal program that's coming in to help also increase production for electric vehicles along our highway. And so there's a big push there that could rapidly change. And we're seeing,
Wow.
at least for land wise, for commercial land, those prices are doubling nearly overnight, because
Wow.
if you have a huge company coming in, all those subsidiaries, all those smaller companies that are required to support that manufacturing plant need to be in that area. And so that land goes from being 5, 10, $20,000 to, we've seen some land as much as 160, 150 an acre, which I imagine for y'all is super affordable. But for us, that's
I
crazy.
was like, did I hear this right?
You're just like, where? Tell me where. I'll sign today.
Well, that's why I want to send you some people.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, because some of these, investors that want to invest in real estate here, it's very tough to
Yeah.
start. And not only is it harder, it just doesn't make sense. Speaking of math, when you can get such better returns somewhere else,
Yeah.
and the cash flow, which
Yeah.
cash flow is really hard over here, to really come up with a property that you would be able to do that with. So those are all excellent options, right? Because if they have the property management part covered and everything else, they have a good advisor like you, on the ground,
Yeah.
then they're good, right? They're in good shape. So yeah, so definitely I'm very confident that I can send you people, and I did send you one. We can talk about it offline
Yeah.
if there's anything, and I will be following up also with them soon. So I want to make sure that, I tell them what's up and what's new and what not. Josh, can you tell us how people can reach you? I would like you to have a chance to also tell a wider audience how they can get a hold of you if they're looking for something in South Carolina. And hopefully you'll send me somebody if they're looking to go to the Bay Area. Well,
Yeah.
we'll find them something. You never know. I told you I can find deals. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
I love it.
So definitely, but please do, and tell us again if you can tell us like the areas, kind of. But I'm assuming you can go outside of there with your partners as well.
Yes,
But tell
partners
me
all over
the
South
main,
Carolina,
yes, the
mainly in
main.
the Midlands and the
Okay,
central South
so
Carolina,
go.
around the Columbia area. So you've got Columbia, you've got Lexington, you've got Chapin, you've got West Columbia, you've got those are the big names. People mention Lake Murray or Fort Jackson. So Fort Jackson to Blythewood, Northeast Columbia, Lexington, Chapin, Newberry, Lake Murray. If you any of those sound familiar, give me a call and I'd love to talk with you. 803-727-5582. The smaller towns, there's plenty of them. There's a North South Carolina, and it's just like it's exactly.
Wait, it's really not the north, it's the
No,
north.
it's It's North South Carolina. Yeah.
Okay, you learn something every day. Well,
Yeah.
I'll be happy. I'm gonna throw your number on there too. It will be on the thing, and so no worries. But yeah, thank you so much, Josh. And can you give us like one little nugget on the out, because we are getting down to 30 seconds here. Thank
Yeah.
you so much again.
I think that it is incredible right now. I'm taking this class called Bold. And a big piece to it, I love the class so much. There's lots of incredible phrases. The one phrase that sticks out to me this week is focus on the plan, not the problem. So many times in life, it's easy to think about everything going wrong. Instead, I challenge you to focus on the things that you intend to do, the things that you're working to doing, and focusing on those. Get
I
another call, get
definitely
another
do that
task,
too,
another
always.
practice.
Yeah, bold is great. I took it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Love it.
well, we're at 0, so I don't know what they're gonna do with us right now. It seems to still be recording, maybe out of courtesy. I'm not sure. I don't, actually, I'm gonna tell you right now that maybe I messed up because I think that we have 45 minutes and not 30. But
Yeah.
what I did is because the link is unique to the meeting, like if I set it up on the schedule, I put it for a half hour from like
Mm,
12:30 to 1. So
yeah.
the counter was not actually to kick us out. It was, I know.
Mm.
Okay,
All
right.
good, all good, all good. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So now we
No,
can talk a
wonderful.
little more. Oh my God.
Yeah,
So yeah, so Bold is amazing. I took Bold
love it.
actually before, and it's not just business, it's actually very introspective,
Yes,
and it challenges you on a personal level. So
yes.
I did take, we have one going on right now on our side of the country or
Yeah,
area, in our area. And I took the first introductory one, and this time I'm not doing the full. I have too many things going on at the moment to commit to all things all the time. But it was very helpful because actually the person that I'm sending you, I contacted during our call time with or text time
yeah,
within Bolt, because we do that too. We do reach outs. And so I got some information, for my clients. Like I just called and I'm like, what's going on? And I
yeah,
found out that they're looking for these investments. I
yeah,
mean, it's amazing. So sometimes I think we put our own limitations on ourselves. Like we start saying like we shouldn't call on Monday because Monday is a tough day and people are just finishing just all these reasons like not to do something. It's like, why? This may be a perfect time. So what else? So tell me what fun things you do with the kids. Like what do they play sports? What do they do?
So we are playing soccer right now, and
Oh,
I am coaching as well,
oh,
which
I think
is
you mentioned it. Yeah.
interesting because I played 1 year of soccer as a fifth grader,
I'm sorry. I
and
would like to correct you on this though, however, because
football.
though I love American football, why they call it football? Football. That one is
Foot
the handball. That one is the football.
It is a football.
Well,
Football.
if you ask the guys from Wrexham, have you seen that? By the way, have you guys watched it? This may be fun to watch with your older. How old is your older kid?
7.
7. That's your boy?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, now they're telling me we're running out of time. We have 9 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't see this message though, can you? No, yeah, okay. So now we have 9 minutes. Yeah, we still have
Yeah.
9 minutes. So, okay. So tell me, so we have 2 boys and a girl, right?
Yes, that's
But
correct.
the one is little, right? The little
Hmm.
tiny little tot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your oldest is 7? How old?
7. Yeah.
7. That's a perfect time to play. That's like a
Yeah.
perfect time to play, right? Because they kind of
Right.
get it already. I remember when my son played that. Yeah, it was fun. He was actually good, but then he switched to being a referee for girls' teams
Okay.
in high school.
So that's
Yeah.
how I attribute all of my skills to. I was a pretty regular ball boy for our girls' soccer team. And so I feel like by being just that close, I got a lot of really good skills.
Yeah.
Um,
But my
So,
kid refereed the
oh,
games.
even better.
He was not a ball boy.
No.
Excuse me. I'd like to clarify in case he's watching and listening.
So yeah, he got to be right up in on the action. Yeah, and I think
Right. Well,
now
he
they
also was tall, like you're tall too, but he was
Mhm.
like he grew back then,
Yeah.
like it was his growth spurt. So, he was very tall, and so it was easier for him to be like bossy, whatever. And so
Mhm.
what else? What else do you guys do for fun? What do you do for fun with the family?
So we're learning pickleball as well. And so very much enjoy that. We're actually be playing tonight, getting together with some other couples. And my daughter has a very good first swing, but the second and all the other swings are just all over the place. But my son, working really hard to get him there and just hitting more, just staying positive, staying encouraging. Let's just keep hitting. Just like the movie with Serena Venus Williams. Um I loved that movie entirely. I don't remember the name of it right now.
Oh, you're talking about
Um,
it was like about their lives, about the
yes.
yeah, I haven't seen it. What is it called? I have to look it up, but I haven't seen it yet. But I'm sure it's fascinating. I
King
mean,
Richard.
I know their story, and I'm a huge fan because I
Yes.
played tennis when I was young,
Yes.
when I was young.
Yeah.
But my
And
son plays pickleball. He's pretty good, I understand, and they're having a tournament in our office at some point.
oh, as
To
a
yeah.
fundraiser?
Well, we're gonna connect it to a fundraiser probably with KW Cares. They're
Okay.
gonna connect that, but it's yeah, it's for our luxury division committee.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's kind of a fun thing. They're looking at venues to bring people together, and like
Mhm.
we do picnics sometimes and do other things, but this sounds like it's a very in thing anyway. Everybody's doing
Yes.
and it
Yeah.
sounds great because it doesn't cause as many injuries, probably, knock on wood. It's not as tough, or am I
So
wrong with this?
I play ultimate frisbee. I play basketball. I lift weights. I run.
Whoa,
All these things. I rolled my ankle playing pickleball. Not any of the other ones.
so I was
Playing.
wrong completely, completely wrong.
I was so mad. I
Don't
was like,
listen to me about it. But but here's the thing though, Josh, you may have weakened your ankle playing something else.
Yeah, it is very true. Very I don't want to talk bad about pickleball, but
I know. No, you're right. Anything a physical sport, right? You're
yeah,
risking something, or even
yeah,
just walking, depends on what
yeah,
age you are.
yeah.
Too. So yeah, I can attest to that. So anyways, hopefully not too often. No. But anyways, what I was gonna say, it is fun because it brings people together. Tell me,
Hmm.
like in your community, what do you guys do other than, I know you're probably active in your church and doing
Hmm.
this. Is there anything else you guys do to connect with people, no matter what like their, other things in life may be, their,
Yeah,
points of view, whatever, just to keep that community going because I
yeah.
think it's so important right now.
That's a fantastic question. So there's a lot of different communities connected to interests and everything else. So we've got a couple of new breweries around. So we've got some local breweries that will have live music and have local beers and everything else that people to enjoy. We have a restaurant that is up for a James Beard Award, which is usually attributed to like higher end restaurants, but it's a barbecue restaurant. And so our barbecue is a whole nother world of like, there's a right way and a wrong way to do barbecue. Obviously, we do it the right way. And there's
Obviously, just ask
obviously.
us. Tell you.
So we've got a river that runs through our city that is actually a class 3 or 4 rapids, depending on the day, which is a
Wow.
pretty big deal. And so it can
Yeah.
be a relaxing time or it can be more intense. There's disc
Wow.
golf courses around our area. Um, in the city, there's the Museum of Arts, different foods to choose from, parks and everything, hiking with Sesquicentennial State Park. And um, we've got lake. A lot of people spend lots of time on the lake, whether it be water sports with water skiing, tubing, swimming, boating. jet skis, things like that. And a lot of people will travel and go to a certain distance for hunting or other things like that. And a lot of civic organizations and clubs that people will be involved with that I think is a really awesome opportunity. Everything, yeah. With a college town, a lot of what we do is also centered around USC, whether it be football, baseball, women's basketball. Hey, national
Hello.
champions.
Hello. Yeah, I know, right? Now everybody's like, Caitlin Clark, yay, we love her.
Yeah,
And we
it's
do. Yeah,
it's incredible. It's
amazing.
such an
It is
amazing thing to
incredible.
see.
Yeah.
Um,
She was on
and
Saturday Night Live. I don't know if you watched that, but
I did. That was very funny. I enjoyed that
she
one.
was good. She was actually probably the best bit. I
Yeah,
don't know, lately it's kind of like a touch and go. It's not
yeah,
really, sometimes it's like, I don't know. But this
yeah.
was great. She did so good, right? She
She
did
did.
really well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome. Find out with the kids, you have to really try some things, and
yeah,
sometimes the things we think they're gonna like, they don't. Like
yep.
my son didn't like martial arts at all, and he didn't tell me until later. He's like, "Mom, I hated that. I didn't like it." But everything
What?
that he liked, skiing, playing
Yeah.
tennis, swimming, you know, playing soccer, all these other things he loved.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, you just
Yeah,
try and then you see what they like, where they land.
yeah.
Speaking of a good brew, why don't you bring it next time that we decide to do this Global Connect happy
Yes.
hour? So I'll follow up on this, because if you'd like to connect with other people, we're growing that a little bit. So I'll definitely let you know. And then you know, you
Awesome.
can hop on there too and tell us more about it. But it sounds like you can do lots of things around your area
Yes, it's
in
it's
South
an incredible
Carolina.
area. Yes, it is incredible area,
Sounds
tons of
great.
options, great. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a friend who just moved to North Carolina, but not the North South Carolina. I have to find out more about this on the next podcast. We'll do
It's a
this
small
again.
town.
Will
Yeah,
you do this again? It's some okay.
I would
We
love to. Yeah.
less than a minute, it's telling me. Thank you so much, Josh. Have a wonderful
Yes, thank
day.
you.
You're
You
amazing.
as
I'll
well.
send you when I edit it. Give me a couple of days and I'll send it over. Thank you so
Sounds
much.
good.
Have a lovely
Thank you.
day. Blessings
You
to your
too.
family and you. Bye.